Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Now. Got a little bit of a different camera location for you guys. Still kind of testing out where I want to put the camera in the car, so bear with me. If you don't like this angle, then leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm trying to set it up so that it's best for you guys, obviously, and also in an area where the camera is secure and it's not going to go flying off somewhere. I'm using one of those little dinky Insta360 cameras. Pretty slick system. I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go into it in depth, but wow. I've been missing out by not having this camera. Although one thing I want to check is road noise where it's sitting at right now. It might be transmitting more noise through the plastic dash area that it's sitting on. So again, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I wanted to talk today about fuel economy in this car. You know, I posted a video up not too long ago. I was talking about the first 500 miles. I've actually got 539 now, and how the car is doing and what the fuel economy is like and all that kind of stuff. And I had a few people who expressed that they were kind of disappointed with where this car is right now, as far as my experience anyway with fuel economy. Right now, my total average is still pretty close to the same. It's gone up a couple of ticks, I guess, from when I shot that 500-mile video. We're at 43.8 miles per gallon. Could you imagine if it was 43,000 miles per gallon? Now that would be awesome. Anyway, we're at 43.9. It just changed. The mileage in this car, the fuel economy, has been ticking up ever since I got the car. And one thing that I want to stress is keep in mind that when I first bought the car, there was a decent amount of time spent with the car running and talking to the salesman. So the engine would go off and on and burn gas as the electrical system was depleted while we were sitting, because of course this is a hybrid and it will run electrically until it reaches a threshold, and then the engine kicks on, so it recharges, you know, all that stuff that hybrids do. So the miles per gallon in my car is going to be a little bit tainted, and I think what I'm probably going to have to do is just go ahead and reset the total average so that I can get a benchmark as to what it's really like in this car, not having sat for maybe as long as 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it was, could have been an hour, talking to the guy, setting up the phone, you know, all the stuff you do at the dealership when you first get a car. So I don't think it's that bad. And I've got to be honest, 43.9 miles per gallon as compared to my 14 to 18, 19 now with the new Tundra and including the Tacoma is pretty darn good. I am very happy with that. Somebody asked me, you know, if I was happy with it or what I thought about it. Am I disappointed? I am not, because I'm so used to driving vehicles that get really, really bad fuel economy. So for me, it is awesome. I love it. But the other question is would you have bought this car, or would you buy this car if it was known that you're not going to get, and I'm not saying it doesn't, I don't know for sure yet, but let's say for the sake of argument that the real life fuel economy numbers are lower in the Prius than what Toyota puts out there, what they publicize. And for this car, it's around 50 to 52 miles per gallon, supposed to be. Would I still have bought this car if that was my main goal, was fuel economy? And the answer is absolutely. For me, my main goal in getting this car really wasn't fuel economy. It really is a sidebar for me, an added benefit. You see, when I first saw the car, it was one of those times that I just fell in love with it. And it's so weird for me because it's a Prius. I have dogged and criticized the looks and performance of the Prius ever since I was aware of it, I think. So for me, it's a complete 360, a complete turnaround, right? So I would have bought this car even if it wasn't a hybrid, and for sure, if it didn't get the kind of fuel economy that that they state. So I am not disappointed at all, and that's because the car is gorgeous. I love the looks of it. It is awesome, and I like the performance and the handling of it. I mean, it does have some pep. Somebody else had commented on a video recently that, oh, you have to pay all that money, $39,000 or $36,000, whatever it is, for this trim level. And you can get sports cars out there because the Toyota Prius is such a dog. It's so slow. And I would argue that this car is 0 to 60 in right about 7 seconds, maybe a couple of mile or a couple of tenths under, something like that. So it's not a dog. It is quick. Now, it's not a hyper car or anything like that, obviously. I mean, it's not a drag racer, but you're gonna beat many of the versions of different vehicles out there off the line in this car. And it is a Prius. I'm getting 43.9, probably gonna switch to 44 miles per gallon while I'm driving around in this car. Somebody just motioned to me on. So I went. He must want to go slow. I don't know. But I don't want to drive 50 miles an hour on a 45 myself, or 55, which I had to get up to pass that guy. But it was nice of him to do that. Anyway, I would have bought this car no matter what. This car is awesome. If it was just a 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, or maybe even a turbo, as long as it has or had the performance that it has right now. I mean, I want that 0 to 60 time, and I only say 0 to 60 times because I use that as a gauge as to how quick the car is. I mean, I don't really care what the number is as long as the car feels good. And I find that anywhere around 7 or, yeah, preferably in the 6s, if I'm being honest, really feels good from an acceleration standpoint. That's where a car really needs to be, and that's where this Prius is. That's what makes it fun to drive. It's what differentiates it between a car that's just a dog and a car that is actually fun, and this car certainly is. So, from my perspective, I am perfectly happy with the fuel economy that this car is getting. I would have bought it even if it was less. If it was probably mid-20s, maybe 30 to 35 mile per gallon, I would have bought this car anyway because I love the car. I think it is just freaking awesome. Leave a comment, let me know, particularly if you've bought the new Toyota Prius. Would you have bought the car now that you've had it and experienced it? You know what it feels like? Even if the fuel economy was not part of the deal, if it wasn't part of the supposed selling points of this car or not, I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.